Hey guys, how's it going? So, I just wanted to share some info real quick. I have been working as a social worker for over 2 years now, and I have been heavily using my car. You actually can't get hired for the position without having a car. So basically, I've been responsible for about 5 to 6 different people and their transportation um, on a 6 day basis throughout the whole year, including holidays. So I was working so much, sometimes 60 hours a week. At one point, I had 6 clients at once, and I was also training all of the incoming people as well. So I basically had no time for, I barely had time to do my laundry and clean my apartment. So you can see how the American hustle and the American addiction to being busy and that culture of like overworking yourself, it's just it can work for short periods of time, but not long term at all. So I have since changed my schedule after 2.5 years of doing that. But I wanted to also share with you the fact that the car itself was leased, and I still have that leased vehicle. And so I just wanted to say that it's not worth getting a leased car at all. And I just like I got it in an emergency, and so I feel like it's just like one big mistake, because it was like 12,000. Now that I did the math years later, it ended up being like $12,000, like $12,500 for me to have this car for 2 years, and that was on a leased agreement. And I'm just like, dude, now that I've done it, I know that it's not worth it. And I just wish that I had someone tell me that it's not the best choice. Like, you can just get a way better car that's used for way less than that. And just not have that increased stress. It wasn't really increased because I would just pay for it, like I would just pay it every month, but it just makes you feel dumb when you signed on to something like that, a contract like that. So I can definitely tell you guys that if you have a job where you have to commute or put heavy mileage on a vehicle, the best route to go is to get a used car. Definitely not lease a car. Definitely do not lease a car unless it's an extreme emergency. And I was on a 2-year contract. They wanted me to go on a 3-year contract. I was like, dude, that's way too long. It's like, it's intense when you start to figure out all of the different snakes and all of the different industries that are trying to trap people and trying to put them in debt. Like, I was never going to go into debt from something like that, but it was just a stupid purchase. And I feel like a lot of young adults are making impulsive purchases on stupid stuff that is really not necessary. Like, you don't need to be all that flashy. You can have your key things that you go for. You don't have to have tons and tons of clothes. You don't have to have tons and tons of like materials just sitting around your house. you haven't even used this stuff in 6 months or whatever it may be. So, I should probably change the subject, but this can go for anything. This can go for any topic. It could be something from health insurance to having insurance at all, to like all the different loans that they try and trap you in, all of the different credit cards that get sent to my house and to my business, trying to give you free internet, trying to get your information so that whatever. I'm not worried about the information. They already have everything as it is. It's just I'm worried about the excess of materials, including materials that are toxic for people, that they're using on their bodies and in their bodies, and that they're consuming on a daily basis. Like, that type of stuff makes me feel like I'm surrounded. It makes me feel like I can't buy the majority of the stuff that is in existence because they're tampering with it and they're manipulating the chemical compounds and then regurgitating it back to people and making it cost like, $3 or more for this stuff to poison their bloodstream. I'm just not into it. There's no way I could be into some sort of deal like that. And then people are wondering why everyone is getting sick and dying early because they're completely smothered with the toxicity of all of the different angles, whether it's from their food or from their medicine. And people can get easily confused and easily led astray by this bombardment of materials and using the wrong products, buying the wrong materials, like how I did with the leased car. Like, I could have gotten a way nicer car, like a fucking Mini Cooper or something that was used and just way nicer and more whatever, has more miles, but is more feasible. And at the time, I just didn't have I was just emotionally not in the right mindset to make a decision like that. So I just splurged and was like, I need a car tomorrow. Thank you. Bye. And just got it done and got it, as efficient as possible. So, I mean, you have to do what you have to do, and then you need to forgive yourself. So I guess that's the main point, is it's like you need to be able to learn from your mistakes and be willing to change your behaviors. And this goes for your whole life, because we're learning everything. We're learning things new every single day. And people are really lacking in their own blessings, and they're blocking their own blessings by not allowing themselves to learn and adapt and change and make their life as fruitful as possible, as wealthy as possible, as well-rounded as possible. They're not taking the time to create their heaven on earth. And they're trapped by these levels of fear that are placed all around us, set up these different traps for people to fall into, whether it's a financial fall, a medical fall, a psychological fall, you're isolated socially, or you're put into some sort of subgroup or some subcategory or something like this. You're categorized. You feel constantly criticized and tampered with. You're being manipulated, and you feel like you're lacking in control. I mean, this is very much about getting your control back spiritually so that you can function and so that you can protect your destiny. So you need to really, everyone is being held accountable, at this point. And I'm eventually going to have to cleanse myself spiritually, because I've allowed, for lack of a better word right now, I've allowed demons to take up space in my past, and in my recent past, as of this year. And it's just like, you need to cleanse your soul ties, and especially when you've allowed dark forces to take up your time and take up some of your energy, and they have been in your space, and they have, whatever, they've been feeding off of you. So I'm going to be cleansing myself of these soul ties and of these subsequent demons for the sake of my own soul growth. Hopefully I can purify my being from these external infiltrations that we're up against here in this type of environment. And I feel like after that's done, I'll be able to be just like so much more healthier, and I will be able to, just feel more fulfilled. Like, I do love my job, and I do love helping the people, but I'm also like just not able to be fed off of anymore. It's kind of just like when you're the backbone for a group of people and you just can't hold it up anymore, kind of thing. It's like I can't, my soul is not really able to thrive in this type of position anymore. And I heard, so basically I'm gonna end up leaving and going and moving to a village that I like. It's just like it's like heaven on earth, and like love in its purest, most ultimate form is this village that I'm going to. And it's indescribable. And the head of the village asked me to return, so I feel obligated, and also it's like a spiritual call back down to this family that I have down there that's non-biological, like I was telling you guys before. So anyways, I'm going there to complete the cleanse, and then after that I'll be ready and I'll be way stronger, I think, to do whatever I need to do. And it's funny because the medical board of Philadelphia wants to like offer me this some sort of position or something like this. Like one of the heads of the departments wants to hire me for something, and I'm just like, of course, as soon as I'm about to leave, someone wants to offer me like a high-end medical placement, and I'm just like, we'll see. I might just have to go on like a hiatus for like 3 to 6 months and then come back. But I also might end up staying down there and then moving to Brazil after that. So it really depends on different things that are not in sequence right now. Like I couldn't tell you how it's gonna go just yet. But as you can imagine, my soul is tired, and I'm in a place where I need a cleanse, and I need to be baptized and stuff like this. I need to be washed away of these demonic soul ties, and I'm extremely ashamed and humbled to have experienced, you know, the dark side. And I've become so religious this year in my 26 years. I lost a stepbrother, and I told you guys about that. And it just threw me into this other realm, you know, and I'm just now I'm having a different experience, and I'm closer to my destiny. I'm getting closer to the Messiah, our Savior. I'm not even going to call him JC, because he's so typically called the wrong names. That's why the deception goes so deep, and that's why we need to be aware of who's really in charge and what is really going on. So I hope that you guys are living your utmost, highest calling and, you know, fulfilling your purpose, because that's all we're here to do. And each person has such a customized gift and such a customized purpose that you really have to take the time to cleanse on all levels, to experience your gifts to the fullest, because people are trying to infiltrate your gifts and eliminate your gifts and manipulate them and take them or feed off of them for themselves, or copy them or something like this and then call it theirs. So it can really come in many forms. So I'm just gonna have to stop this video because it's turning into a ramble. So I love you guys so much. Just email me if you have any questions and we can go from there. Holla. Ciao.